Welcome to Tech News for 8 July 2021. 36 states launch antitrust suit against Google over Play Store. Engadget reports, Google has yet another antitrust lawsuit on its hands. 36 states and Washington DC have banded together to sue the company over its handling of the Play Store. They say Google's control over Marketplace violates US antitrust law. The bipartisan group of attorneys general behind the suit filed the case in the same California federal court where the judge James Donato is scheduled to hear Epic's suit against Google over Fortnite's removal from Play Store last year. This latest action is the fourth antitrust law launched against Google following three similar claims in 2020. In December, a group of 38 states and territories, led by Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser, filed antitrust charges against the company over its search business. The tech giant is also subject of a Department of Justice probe. The timing of Wednesday's suit follows after Google recently lowered its Play Store commission fee to 15% on the first $1 million developers earn on the marketplace every year. When Google announced the change back in March, it claimed it would reduce the fees it takes from 99% of Android developers by 50%. Later this year, Google also plans to enforce a policy that will require all developers to process their payments through the Play Store's billing system. The announcement led uproar among companies like Netflix and Spotify that had in past skirted that requirement. Mozilla's regrets reporter data shows YouTube keeps recommending harmful videos. The Verge reports that the machine learning driven feed of YouTube recommendations can frequently surface results of an edgy or even radicalizing bent isn't much of a question anymore. YouTube itself has pushed tools that it says could give users more control over their feed and transparency above certain recommendations. But it's difficult for outsiders to know what kind of impact they are having. Now, after spending much of the last year collecting data from the Regrets Reporter extension available for Firefox and Chrome, the Mozilla Foundation has more information on what people see when the algorithm makes the wrong choice and has released a detailed report. In September 2020, the extension launched, taking a crowdsource approach to find regrettable content that people encounter via the recommendation engine. After receiving 3,362 reports, along with data from people who have installed the extension but did not submit reports, trends in the data show the danger in YouTube's approach. Rumors suggest the new MacBook Pro could kill off the Touch Bar. TechRadar reports Apple's revamped MacBook Pro models, which are expected to arrive at some point in 2021, could be bereft of the Touch Bar, going by fresh speculation which backs up what we have already heard from several sources earlier this year. This comes from display supply chain consultants DSCC as spotted by 9to5Mac, with the analyst firm believing that the Touch Bar, the slim touchscreen strip that offers context-sensitive actions and shortcuts with supported apps, could be ditched by Apple and replaced instead with a traditional row of function keys on top of the keyboard. DSCC observes, Touch Bar continued to be number 3 application with an 18% unit share and 1.2% share in Q1 2021. We expect touch bars to be exceeded by tablets when Apple starts the adoption of 10.9-inch AMOLED iPad. Further, our sources suggest that Apple may cancel the touch bar in the future. OnePlus confirms its latest phones throttle the performance of popular apps. Engadget reports, for the third time in its short history, OnePlus finds itself embroiled in a controversy over the performance of its phones. This week, Anand published a report in which it said it found OnePlus 9 Pro and OnePlus 9 throttled the capabilities of their Snapdragon 888 processors when running popular apps like Chrome, Twitter, and WhatsApp. Anand wasn't able to suss out a complete list of applications where the two phones limit their CPU output. But what's notable about the outlet's finding is that OnePlus 9 Pro and OnePlus 9 don't throttle any benchmarking tools. After Anand published its report, Geekbench, one of the more popular tools for benchmarking, completed a separate investigation and went on to delist the OnePlus 9 and OnePlus 9 Pro from its charts. It's disappointing to see OnePlus handsets making performance decisions based on application identifiers rather than application behavior, the company said. We view this as a form of benchmark manipulation. Volkswagen BMW fined $1 billion for colluding to make dirtier cars. The Verge reports Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz parent company Daimler spent years illegally colluding to slow the deployment of cleaner emissions technology, says European Union, which is dishing out fines as a result. The EU's executive branch hit the Volkswagen Group, which owns Audi and Porsche, and BMW with a collective 875 million euros fine on Thursday for their role in the scheme. Volkswagen Group must pay 502 million euros, while BMW will pay 373 million euros. Daimler, however, evaded a 727 million euro fine of its own because the automaker revealed the collusion to the regulators. The scheme described by EU authorities is separate from the Volkswagen Group's massive Dieselgate scandal, in which the company installed software on its diesel vehicles that helped fool environmental regulators into believing they were compliant when in reality they were polluting far more than the legal limit. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. You can read about these stories in detail from the links provided in the description.